Hello, Dr. Kimishima.
Got the small talk. What do you want?
So cold. HQ's questioned the electrician that the neighbor mentioned. I've sent you the recordings. It seems HQ already knew who he was, so there wasn't a problem.
Now we'll find out why that electrician went to the deceased's room.
Yes? Yes, that's right. A murder? Yes, that's fine. He said his air was broken and it needed to be fixed. That was around noon,
He fixed the air. We should focus on that. There's nothing odd about having a repairman come to work on the ventilation system. But, at the very least, Dennis was still alive when the electrician came. We need to learn about the deceased's condition at that time.
Yes? Oh. That was around noon, I think? Yes. He said he needed it fixed that day, so I went straight there when I finished the job I was doing. Yeah, it was really quick. All I had to do was swap out a cable. Right. I think I was only there for about an hour. Yes, I fixed his heater. The customer? Well, the way he looked, I wouldn't be surprised if he committed suicide.
It wouldn't be surprising if the deceased committed suicide. Sounds like an important detail. Does that mean the deceased had a motive for killing himself? Yes, these pieces of information do go together. On the day of the incident, the electrician had been asked to repair the deceased's air. The electrician went to the deceased's room at noon and left after finishing his work. Both the deceased's neighbor and the electrician himself agree on this. Indeed, both of these facts relate to the deceased. The last time the deceased was seen alive was... That was careless. How could I do that? I can't mess around anymore. It's time to get serious. That's right. At that time, he seemed, I can't make any more rash decisions. I need to think cautiously. Yes, this comes from the electrician's testimony. The last time we believe the deceased could have been alive is, I can't make any more rash decisions. I need to think cautiously. I can't mess around anymore. It's time to get serious. Indeed. The neighbor reports hearing a sound from the room at that time. Within an hour after that, a fire started in his room. The deceased was later discovered dead. That's all we know at this point. Hey, little guy. I want to go through the information that we've gathered so far.
All right. Let's piece it all together step by step.
Let's do that.
The deceased, Dennis Taylor, was found dead in his apartment. Let's see. His body was discovered because...
I can't make any more rash decisions. I need to think cautiously. Yes, but by the time firefighters arrived on the scene, the fire had already gone out. His corpse was found on the bed.
That's right. The FBI and police initially ruled this case as a suicide. The reason for that was...
I can't make any more rash decisions. I need to think cautiously.
That's correct. The other reason was...
I can't make any more rash decisions. I need to think cautiously. cannot make any more mistakes. I cannot make any more mistakes. So, my time has come. How pathetic that I would end up welcoming the end. But I'm so tired. Please, let me rest for a while. Indeed, the last... That's right. Yes, the last... Within an hour after the... On the day both... Hey...
Alright, let's piece it all together step by...
Let's do
the distance.
Yeah,
That's if the reason. That's correct.
Indeed, the slashed wrist and the chained door point towards suicide. It would seem he was so desperate for death that he would both slit his wrist and set his room on fire. That isn't a surprising conclusion.
The knife blade does match the shape of the wound in the wrist. The blood on the blade matches his DNA. Lastly, the deceased's fingerprints were found on the handle of the knife.
Those are all true, but there was something odd about that wound on his wrist. First, another point is... Concentrate. His finger was fractured. Would he have been able to use a knife with a wounded hand?
It's very unlikely, but that's not the only thing that raises doubt. If he did die of the knife wound, he would have bled to death. However, investigating the corpse points to a different cause of death. That is...
That's right, the petechia on the eyes, and the strange bruise on his abdomen. There's more than enough evidence to doubt that this was a suicide.
But according to the electrician's statement, the victim seemed like he might be in a state to commit suicide.
Indeed, there are too many uncertainties to be able to draw a conclusion at this point. I'm going to have to investigate the scene for myself. Little guy, get me approval to enter the area.
Oh, understood. You shouldn't have a problem, Dr. Kimishima. I'm sure my bosses will approve you right away.
Yes, but I don't intend to waste any time. I'm going there right now. You deal with the rest on your end. This is where the deceased's corpse was. If this bloodstain is his blood, then... Yes, the injury was on his left wrist. From the position of the bloodstain, it would appear he was lying face up on the bed. There was only the one bloodstain, so he didn't move around much after his wrist was slit. If this truly is a suicide, that would mean that he bled to death here. However, the amount of hemorrhaging here seems to be too small for a man to completely bleed out. This is a table. Now that I look closely, the burns are most severe right here. What was burning here? If I send this for analysis, I might find out what was on fire on the table. It's the ceiling fan. There's a speed selector and a timer. One of the blades seems to be broken, though. The electrician had supposedly come to fix the air. I need to review his testimony to confirm what he actually fixed. Who's this in the picture? The deceased's friend? I see. I was so caught up in the case that I didn't check the man's background. Hello, little guy. Can you hear me?
Yes, I hear you. Did you need something, Dr. Kimishima?
Yes. Can you do me a favor and look into the deceased's friends? I'm going to send you a picture right now. Try getting a hold on whoever that is.
All right. Is there anything in particular you'd like us to find out?
Let's see. First, about the deceased himself. It'd be great to find out more about the day of the incident.
All right. I'll make preparations to have them question. I'll send you the recordings of their answers, so please check the recorder.
Good. I'm glad you can get on this so quickly. I'll be counting on you.
What you want, man? Why are you calling me out here? Huh? You want to talk about Dennis? You're better off asking his girlfriend. Her name's, Stella. Yeah, she's at the club down on Roulette Street. Yeah, she can probably tell you more about Dennis than I can. That guy, huh? No, nothing. He's a friend of mine, you know? I don't hate him. I mean, we had been drinking together the night before he died, after all. He did seem pretty flush recently, if you know what I mean. He called me up out of the blue and said he'd pick up the tab that night. That wasn't really important, it was just how he normally brags. He was all proud of this red Portland Jacks t-shirt he was wearing too. The red ones are a limited edition or something, they're pretty rare. Didn't you know that? Lame. His job, huh? Yeah, he worked at this crappy little bar in some back alley. Then again, you probably can't really call it a bar either. How did he make his cash? Who knows, man, I don't. How did he make his cash? Hey, that's why I said you should be talking to his girlfriend. Hey, you guys seriously think that he offed himself? It's just stupid. And he was one sharp SOB, always looking out for himself. I mean, he always thought that if you had no money, then you should get out and steal some. You really think someone like that would just kill himself? Well, it's got nothing to do with me anyway. What you want? The name's, yeah, she can probably tell you more. That guy, huh? No. We've been drinking. He called me up out of the... That wasn't... He was all proud of this...
A Portland Jacks t-shirt. If he was telling the truth, the victim was wearing that shirt on the day of the incident. In any case, after hearing this testimony, it seems hard to believe that the deceased would have committed suicide. That reminds me, the man said in his interview that the deceased had a girlfriend. I wonder if HQ knows who she is. This is worth asking little guy about.
Yes, did you call Dr. Kimishima?
I need you to look into somebody for me. A woman named Stella Abbott.
Oh, the deceased's girlfriend? Well, technically his ex...
That doesn't matter. Can you find her?
We already have. HQ's just finished questioning her. Oh, should I send you the recording?
Please. Now, if you don't mind. I feel like I'm getting closer to understanding who Dennis Taylor really is.